was putting GIS and imagery together. I certainly wasn't alone in that. There were others that were doing the same thing, but I have to say that everyone I talked to at the time was having a hell of a time with it. Not that they weren't trying to do it, but it wasn't easy. It was necessary, but not easy. Well, fortunately, things have changed. As Lori was pointing out, correctly so, things have changed a lot. I'm sure everybody in the room knows this is true. There's the same slide. Sorry about that. I have no compunction at all about putting it up, since nobody's going to give me a hard time, I hope. It's the same thing. Lori described it extremely well. I just want to make the point that that's enormous. Every one of those lines is producing imagery virtually non-stop. This is just raining down on us. It's extraordinary. It used to be a struggle to get the kind of thing. Now we can just snap our fingers and there it is. And there's an exponential growth in the sensors, both aerial and on orbit, with ever-shortening repeat times. So the volume is almost, well, it's difficult for me to actually comprehend the volume that's becoming available to us. The problem, obviously, is not having the information. The problem is, how do you access it? How do you find what you want? How do you find the needle in the haystack? The enormity of the image makes the exponential growth essential in memory, because when I want to pan and zoom across my area of interest, I only want to see the images that are covering my area of interest. I want a mosaic that's only going to show me the imagery that's in my vicinity that I'm looking at. I don't want everything, I just want that. How about keeping the imagery in its native format so you can mosaic it on the fly? What about that as a concept? And because I'm always looking for a needle in a haystack, I need to quickly find the appropriate image with the correct currency, with the correct spectral signature, and the correct information that's going to solve my problem. And I really want to focus on this, because the point of imagery in GIS is not, ain't it neat, isn't it cool, look what we can do today. No, the point is, how do you solve problems? How do you use it for a solution? This isn't just a performance exercise. And if you're going to solve a particular problem, let's say you want to know about opium production in a bad part of the world, well, then you know the kind of imagery that you've got to have. There's no point in dragging down stuff that is not going to have the proper signature. It's not going to be current. It's not going to have the proper information. Okay, we all know that, but how do you actually harvest just that? That's a difficult problem. And once I find it, I want to be able to do dynamic orthorectification and pan sharpening and radiometric processing on the fly. I don't want to have to go back to my experts, spend a lot of time and a lot of money doing that as I used to have to do it. These are just a few ideas that are behind ArcGIS 10, like the image analysis window, the mosaic data set, and these developments are very, very welcome, at least to me, and I hope to you. Meaning that, long ago, putting imagery and GIS together was just as necessary as it is today. It was just as true then that they were part of the same thing. That hasn't changed. That isn't new. But what is new are the capabilities to be able to do it efficiently.